Galveston, Texas with Miss Chef Holly Hearn. Hey guys! She is with Game Girl Gourmet and today she is putting on a cooking class. And so what are you cooking today?
So today we're making a reverse seared venison with a cherry and red wine sauce. We're here at the beautiful Mesa. So I'm very excited that Chef Mary Bass would let us come in and is gonna let us teach a class.
Yeah. Let's get started.
Yes, let's do it. Are any of you guys hunters or outdoorsmen? Yay! Yeah. So that's kind of what inspired me to start my business, was my love for the outdoors. So I'm just going to go ahead and start on the water for my potatoes. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw my potatoes in here before this water comes to the boil. Typically I would put these in the pot before and then cover them with water to avoid that. And then just, again, healthy amount of salt, not too much salt.
It's so good for you. People always say salt is bad for you. But
yeah, people get scared of salt, but really, like, you can't function without it. So we're just gonna let that come to a boil. And once that boils, we're gonna take a fork and test our potatoes, and that's how we'll determine whether or not they're cooked. Every potato kind of has a different water content. I really like using red potatoes. Some people like russet or Yukon Gold, but I like red potatoes because my family is from that part of Texas. So it's like a Cajun potato. And I think they make a really nice mash. But if you prefer to use a different kind, that is totally your prerogative. So while that's going, I'm going to go ahead and start working on our spinach. Alright, so this is the problem I feel like most people have, is they don't always put enough salt on their meat.
Oh, I would never
put that much?
No.
Yeah.
I would have been half that. Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of just a doneness thing, depending on your preferred level of doneness. I think we're gonna do everything. I think we're gonna do everything to a medium rare, because that's kind of the ideal temperature for cooking wild game meat. So I'm just gonna give this a flip, and you can kind of see that this is getting a little bit brown, and so that reaction is taking place to let you know that it is cooking. And the point of flipping it is to ensure that it's in contact with this metal, right? So you want to ensure that the browning that's taking place is even on both sides. Your hands, keep these two fingers, touch right here. See, feel the tension? That's like rare. That's like medium rare. Medium, well. You see how the tension changes? You gotta relax your hand. It has to be totally relaxed.
My hands don't.
Okay, so your hand does have to be relaxed. So a good method to check is to just break it and feel, compare. So that's not an exact science, but it's a very good, quick way to tell if your meat is underdone, overdone, kind of where you want it. Letting these guys rest for a little bit.
You just go in the middle, right?
Yeah. So I'm guessing this is probably going to be at 100, hopefully closer to 120. But it's okay if it's not, because we're going to finish cooking it in the stove. So if it's a little under, it's fine. But if you wanted a medium well or medium, if that was your preference, this is a great method to use, because you can kind of determine exactly how long. You can even use a sous vide it until it reaches your ideal internal temperature, and then sear it off. I love garlic spinach. Has anybody ever been to Carrabba's? Mm-hmm. So Carrabba's is a Italian restaurant, and I'm very inspired by their garlic spinach in this recipe, so that's kind of where it came from. personally do, I'm a fan of salting as you go. So that's kind of my like the way that I like to do things. And the reason is that when you salt food, oh, perfect. All right, so when you salt food, it kind of breaks down the cell wall and like through osmosis brings the water out, so it really exacerbates the process. As well as salt is the fundamental element of all flavor. Okay, so now that these are cooked, I'm just gonna go ahead and add my whole milk and cream.
Is that heavy whipping cream?
Yes. The flavor that you get is much more intense with the grated garlic. I'm gonna do about 7 cloves.
Yeah. No vampires.
I'm definitely one of those people that when I see a recipe and it calls for like 1 clove of garlic or 2, I'm like,
It's a hit.
yeah. I don't think they know what they're talking about. Now if you want yours cooked a little bit more than rare, medium rare, you can just let it sear a little bit longer. I can tell, so this was one of the top oven steaks, so I'm doing my little method, touching it. This one's gonna be pretty rare, which I like. Got a nice little simmer going. Everything's looking good. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna give you guys all a little spoon. Don't let it touch the bottom of your pan. Be conscious it is plastic, but just taste your sauce and see if it needs any salt or pepper, and then add accordingly.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's supposed to taste like
No, mine tastes great.
Take your venison and just lay that on top. You can use a glove if you don't want to touch it. None of you should eat this one because I touched it. And then just
I'll eat
stir.
it. Hey.
I know you will. We all